Well, one thing I haven't heard you guys talk about, so you couldn't pay me to put the goggles on except for like as an experiment. I can't imagine walking around all the time. But I love hockey. And the one thing about hockey is it's the best sport in the world when you're in the stadium, and it's really not that great to watch on TV because you miss most of the action. And at the All-Star game, all the media said that they demonstrated the ability, when you put those goggles on, you could be in any seat in the house when you're watching the game. And I can imagine for sports fans, that'd be something that I have people to buy the equipment in order to have that. It's cheaper for me to buy that than to go to the stadium for a game. So that would be the
Why
one
does it
change.
not work on TV? Can you not see the puck, or?
You can see the puck, but there's so many things going off on the side. All you see is 3 or 4 players, but there's actually 12 players, and something's happening away from the action that you can't see if you've got an immersive.
Yeah, and this actually, we want to talk about the actual differences between a head mount and regular screen. This is perhaps the strongest, this thing we call presence, which is the ability to see a larger periphery, a larger screen. So.
For what it's worth, and I know nothing about the technology, I do know I'm actually having a meeting with somebody who's talking about doing exactly that for different sports, so that you're really in the game.
Yeah, when we did some work on the keynote at CES. We actually did some real-time tracking of BMX bikes out there, and I saw the CES keynote. But one of the other guys that was there doing demos, because they went into this whole kind of how do we augment everything? You know, it's like let's track the bikes so that you can watch them on different kinds of angles. There was these other guys that went and they did a Cavaliers game, you know, the Cavaliers game. They shot it with a way that basically was like, in essence, a series of Kinects. So it was all depth sensing cameras that captured the whole entire thing. So you can move anywhere in it. ESPN's been using that for replays, because they kind of go, here's this camera down to this camera, and you watch it transition across. It's basically that kind of tech. That's the stuff that's going to show up on the VR headsets.
Yeah, so what I think, I mean, I keep bringing up all this ancient history. I've been in the field for a long time. About, I think 2006, some researchers at Carnegie Mellon rigged up the whole Super Bowl with this volumetric thing that Grant's talking about, where you actually do volumetric reconstruction and you could move the camera anywhere. And at the time, there was tons of hype. This is going to change football forever. We don't have to stick to a fixed camera angle. People can drive the camera wherever they want. And basically, I mean, it was a technological success. But actually, people like, you know, the choices made by the professionals in that broadcast booth of what to show for football. So I think I see a lot of hype there where I'm like, you know, this stuff has been tried. And people don't need like to move around in a concert or, you know, the hockey thing though, I congratulate you on bringing me an example I haven't seen before.
Well,
that truly takes
practically,
advantage of
I go to
technology
games.
in a field of view.
Yeah.
Right? Their field of view actually matters. And I think that sounds quite important.
I don't watch the away games as religiously as I actually go to the home games, because unless it's an important game, I don't actually enjoy it like I do sitting in the game. Because I can see the line changes, I can see the play develop. I cannot see the play develop on the TV. It just surprises me because, you know, the power forward was over here. And
yeah, I think
football's the complete opposite.
Yeah,
right.
For me, football, I'm an NFL fan, and I want to see replays, right? I want to hop around the field a bunch. And there, the headsets actually aren't great because hopping around in space like that is can be very alarming. So I think there's the hockey.
But football is worse at the game than it is on TV.
Yeah, football would be great.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
I want to kind of go back to something you said, because I think it all does. And when we talk about the stories and different linears and whatnot, the story world of football is exactly what you're saying. Like, no, I like it the old-fashioned way.
They tell me a great story.
Right.
They
And the thing where you talk about the linebacker, right? That helps you.
helps tell a story.
It helps tell the story and then take it forward. All this other stuff is just gimmicky stuff.
But this hockey example, there's a
Right,
real
exactly.
informational thing.
Right.
There's a real informational difference. And that sounds like something we would
Right.
benefit. So,
Next. I was actually going to bring up the Carnegie Mellon with the volumetric for the
Can
football.
you speak up? I
Sorry,
can't hear it
I'm
all.
going to bring up the Carnegie Mellon with the volumetric analysis for the football. Just to follow up on this, while it failed for the consumer on a breakthrough metric, coaches could definitely use it to track plays and research player analysis and the whole nine there. So.
yeah, I think a lot of these things in VR, the question is it going to be an iPhone or an Apple Watch?
Right.
And a lot of these technologies are good. Like the groupthink is a little hyperbolic. about it being, oh, a whole new PC. It's like we'll be able to go and things that we can already do or try to, but yeah, it's for this technology. And there are, every single game, there are a few shots where they use this technology and they do this, right? It still has a place, but it's more of a seasoning than like the
It's
main.
the Fritos fan shot, and like, well,
They have to do one, and it's like, well, that wasn't even a good play, but they had to give you the
Yeah,
technology.
just like the technology where you can see the miles, another AR thing, you can see the speed of people as they run,
Right.
right? That's
NASCAR.
technology,
Exactly,
right? You need an
yeah.
algorithm to
Precisely.
track the human skeleton
Yeah.
and then measure velocity as they're like, right?
And that-
That is AR.
That,
And that's a
that's
mixture.
very valuable information for coaches just to see what's going on with their players and performance, so because they're already doing it with videos just to see what's going on and actually critique what they're doing and change their plays and stuff. But if they're already putting that volumetric into the game already and capturing that information, it might be feasible to sell it as an add-on for a pass, a seasonal pass, saying, oh, if you bought it into this season, here's this extra side thing on the side that if you have the equipment, you can now get onto, and now you have another vector for B2C for this particular
I
technology.
think the question is how much extra would someone, like what's the market share?
Right, that's
Yeah.
a price point, I don't know that one, so.
Yeah.
We see what happens with PlayStation.
Yeah, right, exactly. Right.